Oti returns with information about the mines below, a plethora of information about Auxilius, Post Park, and an interesting resignation note. Lacey and Sully share a smoke and talk about tracks across the Blighted Circle, where Sully's son may have gone. The group then finalise their plans and give the carrot particles to Helen for safekeeping. But it does seem like they made a mistake there, didn't they? I guess you're about to find out. This is The Sprouting. Chapter 3, Covens and Radio Waves, Part 6. The three of you find yourself standing outside. The sun has properly set at this point. Oti is still inside generating energy from the generator. There doesn't appear to be anyone else around. You can look out in the distance and at the entrance through the rocks. You can see one person that's kind of like walking backwards and forwards, and you can see the glint off their gun and what is almost a full moon at this point. But other than that, there really is no one else around. What do the three of you want to do?
Go to bed.
Yeah, Sully's gonna, in silence, start walking towards the bunk. And then when we're halfway there, he just quietly goes, Lark, I need you to keep an eye on the radio station for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour for me.
Okay.
If Helen tries to leave, you need to follow her. And if she tries to leave town, you need to come get me.
Okay.
Now, try to stay out of sight, but, if she just goes into a house, you just have to follow her.
Yeah, Lark looks about and finds a place where they can go.
Yeah, let's say because it was the top of a mountain that's there was the little shop up there, little activity centre, which is what this place was. There'd definitely be the park benches outside with the tables and shit. So you could definitely find somewhere to sit that's relatively comfortable.
Okay.
Ralph, Odie is in the room with her. Does it have the ability to record?
It does, but it really needs a charge right now. Odie's pretty good, though, about letting me know if it's seen something, so it might not be on right now.
Oh.
I left it up to Odie.
Okay,
Odie takes care of himself, mostly.
I need to think a little bit. This did not go according to plan. And yes, so and Sully just kind of walks away and starts moving back towards the bunk area.
Is your brother as good as you seem to think he is?
As a scientist, yes, 100%. One of the smartest mans, in the Cradle. He's a genius, verified genius. He seems to be having some health troubles right now, and I'll have to assess that when I find him. But, actually, come with me. And Sully kind of drags Ralph, starts moving towards where Lark sat down.
Oh, we're just also sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's room on the benches around, the old picnic tables with, the benches built in. That's where you are. That's fitting. Let's do that.
Okay. I need to ask you guys a couple of questions. To gauge what my next action should be. So, we're not going to call it by its name, but Helen's employers, let's phrase it like that, the employers. Have you guys ever ran into them? Had any kind of encounters with them?
Have I traded with anyone from the government? Question mark?
Question mark?
Before?
Not knowingly.
Okay.
And I would say that Lark has like hard enough trouble just keeping track of like human collectives without an abstract one that's like completely out there.
Abstract human collective, the government. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, Lark, like, you maybe have heard Roland once or twice talk about the government, and it was never it wasn't in a terrible way, but he didn't ever want to associate with them again. Not that he indicated they were bad, just that he didn't want to. So, like, probably that's the most you've ever heard about it, but...
Yeah. I've only heard Roland talk about them, but I've never had personal dealings with them.
Ralph?
Not that I'm aware of.
So we're all in the same boat. I have never, as far as I've known, interacted with the employers. But what I've heard from is that they're powerful, they're well equipped, they're very secretive. But there's one thing I've been told for sure about them. They aren't benevolent. Roland talked about them a little bit. He said they were collecting people. People like him. For some purpose. Didn't tell me much more than that. Just... yeah. Now, they may have a good reason for it, but without knowing anything, it really does not leave a good taste in my mouth. I'm not hugely interested in working with the government, but if my brother is alone and sick, and they can make good of his knowledge, it may be worth getting him into their hands. They may be able to use his knowledge for something good. But they also may just be another collective, a group of people destined to fail.
You make them sound like they could either be very good or very bad, and you're really willing to throw your brother in there.
Not without knowing more. Not without knowing more. Here's what I'm thinking. Helen offered to accompany us. We take her with us. She'll be on the road with us for about 5-7 days. We talk to her. We try to get a feeling for what the government really is about. Maybe if Odie is recording something, we may be able to know their more ultimate goals, something more that they're plotting and planning. And we might be able to figure out if it's worth working or not working with the government. The employers. Stop rolling, V.
But you want to take her with us to Korentus?
I can't leave her with the thing. If she gets up tomorrow and starts walking, it's gone. I've no way to track her. I've lost many precious items like this by trusting people. And every time I've done it with the knowledge that I could lose it forever. And I've never done it with something I'm not willing to lose. And I can't start now. So, my thought is, we tell her, come with us. We'll stash the item on the way there. And you stay with our group the entire time. You come into Korentus with us. You leave Korentus with us. We go get the item and we go get Revan. She can oversee the whole thing. She can travel with us. And we just keep an eye on her. Talk to her. Maybe we can figure something out. And if she refuses, we tell Ara. Because I don't know what the employers are going to do with this thing. But I know what she would do. She'd heal people.
I feel in that case we could have told Ara about it from the beginning.
Yeah?
And what exactly does your brother need?
He needs equipment, facilities, and a big portion of the liquid. And if my brother is in bad health, he might need help. Bree does not seem to think so. Bree seems to think that she can take care of him. And I don't think she's right, but I'll see. And if she's doing the best she can with what she has, and it's good enough, then she is his daughter. And he is only my brother.
I don't really know enough about this stuff to be able to tell you what to do or not to do. But I don't have any objections to traveling, so.
This may be a strange question, but does Odie have any kind of radio listening mechanics?
I think so. Right, B? I think that we discussed that that's a part of how he geolocates.
Yeah, so OT would ping out signals to find out where, like, the nearest wireless charging is, for sure. And, like, part of the video recording is that there can be sound, too. Just that obviously requires a tiny bit more processing power, but not a lot compared to video. But, like, if it's needed, it's recorded, and OT tends to be very autonomous.
Well, it's like the difference between,
what, they decide to record.
What a car radio can do and what a CB radio with like range can do. You know, he's just a small little guy. Yeah. He's not really meant for that, but he uses them to get around. He
triangulates his position.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And the nearest towers, if they do still exist, which not a lot do, but there are wireless charging points around that he could definitely get to and kind of figure out where he is. And yeah, if there's a little bit of audio recording, a little bit for sure.
He can detect the signals sometimes, but not really radio, like, you know, send, receive, and all that.
I get you. The thing I'm mostly worried about is if she has technology that she can use to send radio signals to the employers. If Odie can just listen, if there's unusual signals around us, just a little something extra. I just don't want to bring it up once she's traveling with us. It would be awkward and difficult to try to get around. I don't like the situation we're in. I would much rather we just left with the item, but this is where we are right now, and these are the solutions I can think of. I appreciate your candidness, Ralph, that you don't oppose. And Lark, do you have an opinion?
No. I don't like taking Helen with us so much. I mean, she seemed like she belongs here to the tower. I'm not sure if she's good out there. We'd be putting her in danger.
Yes, she would be putting herself in danger, wanting to follow this item. But I'm not willing to take a chance on her not running away with it.
How long before your brother could move? Is there a way we could ask his condition, what he needs?
Bree was being very secretive. Maybe if there's a... You're asking a very difficult question, Ralph, because Bree currently doesn't want to be found. So it's very hard for me to gauge a lot of answers about this.
Yeah, that's also going to make working with people really difficult with all the science.
Yes. You see, Sully's like, he's kind of awkwardly poking at his brain. He's like, his eyes are like quickly shifting from left to right, and he's like biting his lip, and then he like, I had an idea.
Is this the idea? The whole rest of the podcast so far hasn't been the idea? Oh, God.
It wasn't supposed to come up for like at least 10 more episodes, but then Miss Helen over there decided to fucking blackmail us. well, me in particular, but us.
By the way, I think while we're having the talk, like I think Lark is still constantly shifting like their look over to the tower.
Thank you.
Yeah, take a spot hidden for me. It's a hard spot hidden. You did it.
Okay.
Yeah, on a hard success, you can see that definitely is like the sun it's like dark now. Apart from like the almost bright moonlight that's out right now, you can see like through the window into the facilities room, the kind of glow that is coming from there. You're seeing lots of flickering of the shadow as if someone is like pacing up and down, but they don't seem to have really stopped pacing since you guys left. Like that has just been consistent.
To answer your joke or your comment earlier, Neil. Your comment, Neil. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. What we need to do now is just get the thing back in our hands and then try to meet up with Bree. We could even just come back here and have Helen triangulate the location. She said she could do that. We walk right up to Bree's doorstep. She doesn't even get a choice. Not a fan of it, but it's something we could do. It's not a great state of affairs. And if Helen doesn't have any way to signal the employers, then it's as easy as just escorting her back to the glass and leaving her there.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
At what point do we not consider this book thing? Is this not maybe something that Helen might be able to help us with? If Helen helps us to use a secretive channel on the radio to maybe ask someone about the book thing, then we don't have to travel. Or we could delay traveling if we get the right information. And then we could just leave from here to worry about this mess you've, kicked up here.
We still need to talk to somebody from the... There's so many people I feel like we're not allowed to speak out loud about, but the cult. About the... Abash of Light?
Abash.
Abash of Light. What the hell that is and how it connects to the book. Matter-wise, I have this strong feeling that the book is in the mine, but we have no reason to go to the mine. But we need to learn more about the...
We have to go to the mine. That's our first thing to do.
Yeah. So we're going to get the sickle. But
Yeah.
We're going to get the sickle. We're going to leave. We're going to go to Korentus. We're going to do the Abash of Light thing. We're going to come back. And when we get back, I have this strong feeling that V is going to be like, oh, those 3 people that really wanted to go into the mine, they went in there and they heard all these spooky things and we need somebody to go down there.
And Helen was one of them. And now she's dead.
One person's missing. Could you please help us? Like, I have theories about how things are going, and we need to stay on the course, because if we start talking to bandits and going like beelining it to Bree, everything's gonna go to shit. This is the order of events I'm seeing, and I think is also logical for our characters to take. But if you disagree, please.
No, I mean he's questioning the logic right now with his question of like, at what point do we consider asking about the book over the radio?
Definitely if we feel like we can trust Helen. Like, again, we're going to be traveling with her for a couple of days. If she's forthcoming and feels like she's not a deceitful person, I'll say this, like our interactions earlier, it felt like she wanted to be anywhere but there. It didn't feel like she wanted to do what she was doing. But for some reason she was. So, maybe a couple of days, talking to her, getting to know her, we might get a better feel for this. What her allegiances and lines are.
Okay, so no book, no worrying about the book. You're also going to have an issue if we find out that this book is perhaps even more useful than Thing?
I hadn't thought about that. I would assume that an item like that would not be flagged by her. I'd be very surprised.
Well, she's going to know about it. We're going to ask about it.
Yeah, she's going to know we're looking for something. We're looking for the book, and we're looking for more answers about this Bosch of Light thing. But...
Lark, you notice that the flickering inside the radio room has stopped, as if, they've settled down.
Okay. Helen isn't moving back and forth anymore. She was pacing.
We should have gone it. No, Sully doesn't think like that. Sorry.
Hi, Erika!
It's the Aethor assumes that if you catch somebody while they're pacing, they're off kilter. They're not sure about things. But as soon as they done pacing and they sit down, it's shit, they've settled on something. Fuck, I should have gone in there and started on something before that. But that's not how...
They've made a decision.
That's not how Sully thinks. Sully is less of a sociopath.
Sully, if we take Helen with us, what will we tell Ara? I mean, of course, Helen can make her own decisions, but isn't it her choice to her job to be in the tower and do the communication thing?
It is, and
wouldn't it be suspicious for Ara if she just came with us suddenly after we repaired that thing yesterday?
I'm sure Helen can come up with her own lies. I don't know. She needs a piece of item that she's assuming that Korentus might have. Or she just wants to travel a little bit. The radio tower was not as fun as she thought she was. I'm not going to lie to Ara. If she asks why Helen is traveling with us, I'm just telling her that Helen decided to travel with us. And I see no reason to forbid that.
Well, Sleepy Street needs some repairs on their dish.
That too. We are heading north-ish, not too far from Sleepy Street. Oh, we could just drop her off at Sleepy Street to fix shit. No. It's also not really close.
No, I have a prepared Sleepy Street. Don't do it.
We're not gonna.
I'd be fine, but...
Hemp hasn't cleaned up yet.
No.
The socks are still on the floor.
No, to answer your question, it's Helen's to decide how to lie or go about this. I don't know her employment contract. I don't know her arrangements. It's not for me to decide. And if Arab doesn't want me back because Helen decided to travel with us, there's nothing I can do about that.
Okay.
I've already gotten myself into quite the deep hole right now.
It feels like we're digging ourselves in deeper.
Without the liquid, I don't know what to do. I cannot let that fall out of my hands. I've been looking for it over 20 years.
I understand.
One angry witch on top of a mountain is not a big deal to me. All right.
I believe you have a plan, Sully.
Thank you. Let's go do it. And Sully's going to get up and start walking towards the radio room.
Yeah. You open the door, and it kind of there's like a thud, as if it doesn't open quite properly, and you realize that something's been propped up against the door, and you immediately notice that Helen has turned around and taken her headphones off. It's the best she could do in the time she had.
Yeah.
You're here already.
Yeah, I hope you haven't given too many promises to people, because I am about to change your plans.
I don't really have any plans beyond sitting here and freaking out for a while. I'm not gonna lie. That was my plan. I enacted that part quite well, actually. All
right. Let me in. And Sully's just gonna push on the door to try to push whatever she's put in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it moves fairly quickly.
Are you two joining for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lark is staying near the door.
Yeah. I just wanted to know if you guys were in the room, and then Sully closes the door. I cannot leave the item in your possession.
I can't let it out of mine.
So, you will travel with us.
We're gonna go meet your scientist. And she almost does air quotes, but she doesn't. Brother, now?
No, we're going to Korentus first. There's a person there we have to find.
A sister who's also a miraculous scientist and engineer.
No, somebody who might have worked for the fickle and may have more information about an item that we believe was the death of our previous traveling companion.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you've chosen to involve yourself in our business, and now you're going to have to
You brought this to me! I didn't expect you to turn up with what most sane people might consider, a magical explosive. You brought a lot of...
Bring your tone down. There are probably other people around. So, your choice is either to travel with us...
Looks like she's definitely biting.
Or I go tell Ara right now.
Why aren't we taking this right to your brother so that I can get him and all this into people who could use this better? Why aren't we doing that now?
Do you know what the Abash of Light is?
No.
Neither do we. That's the problem.
Have you asked the others here? Okay. Any information about it?
Do you know...
Do you just have a name?
What was the name of the book? It was like the diary of someone or something else.
Seraphine. Wait, hang on.
Yeah, Seraphine.
Seraphine,
that's exactly right.
Do you know about the book that is known by the moniker of Diary of Seraphine?
She closes her eyes and is generally look like she's trying to recall. Mm-hmm. And she's like,
"It was written 200 years ago by a woman in Lien."
Jesus, 300 years ago at this point.
Oh my god! My notes, they are wrong!
I'm sorry. Sure, in the 1800s. No.
Do you know about the crystallization that happened at the base of...
Down there?
Yeah, and also in Pt.6 and at the Whale Lake.
Yeah, well, I know about the one down here.
All of these...
Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry.
All of these things are somehow connected. We've seen 2 people murdered over this, and over this book, and over this whatever thing they're doing. And it seems like they're kicking it into gear. They're working on it now. It may have been a plan they've been working on for decades, but something's moving right now. And as much as I want to get this to my brother, today, I believe that it's also important to research this.
What if this thing that you're doing takes weeks?
Then weeks it takes. My brother has been without this for 20 years. Are you in a hurry?
She kind of she doesn't actually smile, but she looks uncomfortable. Not really. It's just I should have just taken this from you, not said a word, and just told my bosses and let them deal with it.
Yes.
But, well,
You're a better person than that.
Kind of... Well, I wouldn't go that far. You kind of like you guys, and I didn't... I thought maybe I could balance 2 things, and I don't know if I put the right thing first or not. It should not have been you guys. I should have just told my bosses and let them deal with it. I could still do that. I could still write you out to Ara and tell her that you're government, and get my bosses to come deal with it anyway, but I don't want them to come here. These people are good people.
So isn't it better for everybody if you come with us?
I need you to give me your word. See, the thing is, I don't know you from Adam. And I don't know if your brother is who you say he is. And I could just be wasting time for some other, and she puts like big, does air quotes this time, like some other scientist genius out there who could be pushing the idea that electricity is just magic in the wires, and it's not. It's real. I can't take that. Give me your word that as soon as we're done at Korentus, no matter what signs point to next, that we go find your scientist brother, and if he is just... if he is not what I would need, you let me have this and leave.
You have my word. He puts out his hand.
I'm not the best out there. I'm not a burden. I'm not a detriment. I'm just not the best.
Traveling?
There's a reason why I got this kind of a job.
Don't worry. I'll do my best to take care of you. As long as you're not being actively hunted by them. I have a fairly good track record of traveling with people.
Well, by them, if you mean the people I work for,
No, the
they
other them.
Aliens?
Oh, he meant the two people that died.
Yeah, like
Oh,
there's definitely like
Out of character.
there's definitely like a little chuckle of just like, what? No, the sickle.
oh. I don't think so. I'm not big fish in this. I don't want to be in this situation. This is very uncomfortable. What? Are you planning on leaving now?
Tomorrow, at crack of dawn, we're going to Nodab, where we will scavenge for items to trade at Korentus, and we'll probably spend the night at Nodab or just outside Nodab, and be in Korentus by the day after.
Okay. I need a moment to pack some stuff up and figure out how I'm going to explain this to Aranthea.
Yes, understood.
Figure it out.
This is a little bit awkward, but I'm gonna need the fluid, or you need to let Ralph travel with you while you're packing up.
She looks at, she kind of like looks around, like it's not obvious where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Give me something else of yours.
What do you mean?
Everybody has mementos they travel with, even I do. Things that you don't want to let go. Give me something of yours.
I mean, I'm not traveling with any mementos, but I have something of value, if that's what you want.
No, I mean something of meaning. Valuable things are just things, but everybody keeps mementos of people they care about or things that bring them joy in their shithole. I need something that you would not leave without. Either give this back, you could just leave right now.
Helen, I've been traveling out here for 10 years. Everything I had from home is gone. I lost almost all of it at the crystallization at Pythia. The little bracelet my niece gave me. Everything. If you want something, I mean, Sully's gonna go into his pocket and he's gonna grab one of his gloves. And the glove has a tiny little patch on the back of it, on the side. And it's just a little bear patch. He takes his glove off. And, this is the closest to what you're probably talking about.
Oh, for fuck's sake. She kind of like stands on her stool, stands up on the desk in front of her and reaches up into like one of the beams. Mm-hmm. You hear like a sliding of something and like she comes back down with the vial.
Thank you. Sully hands her the glove.
She closes your hand back up around it and she says, I'm not good at this threatening thing. I may report threats, then I make them. But you know who I work for. And I will find you. Or I'll find...
His name is Revan. They're somewhere in the Opposite Valley.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'm not that person. Just don't leave without me.
Not happening. I gave you my word.
Okay. Then you guys should get some rest. I need to do some things here.
Sully just nods and is gonna leave. As soon as we're out of the room, you guys can definitely hear like an audible sigh from Sully, just like...
You also then hear like a head bang from inside the room.
You guys don't have mementos, do you?
Lark holds up the compass.
Yeah, okay, but you're like a kid. Like... Sully looks to Ralph for affirmation.
Not really. Other than Odie? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Realizes he has nothing of momentum value.
Yep.
Oh, Santy damage.
I'm an asshole. I do have something that I could have given her. I forgot the map.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was gonna let it go.
Oh.
Do you guys want to roll forward to the morning?
Unless somebody's going to grill Sully about what has happened, Sully is more than happy to go to sleep. He's
just out of curiosity, is the plan to take Helen in the morning and then take her down to the mine and then retrieve the sickle while she's there?
No.
One of you can go ahead.
Yeah. No, we'll be fine.
She'll understand.
We've already explained a lot to her.
I was thinking the whole time, like, this plan is so fucking convoluted. What have we gotten ourselves into?
Plan's not convoluted. Helen just needs to take a chill pill.
Helen isn't the one who needs the chill pill, it's Sully.
Yeah, you just need to trust some.
What? No! Somebody robbed me! Literally robbed me!
How? You were going to give it to her anyway.
She refused to give an item back that I gave to her. That is called stealing.
I think she gave it back to you. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
She gave you a win condition.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, I'm happy to roll forward. I think Sully puts a little bit of effort to kind of hide the flask very deep in the backpack this time around. And then sleeps with one eye open kind of thing. Like back right at his the edge of the bed.
You fill the liquid into one of those flat metal drinking thingies that aren't look through, and then you fill a little bit of blood into the actual container as a decoy.
Yeah.
But he accidentally gets knocked in the middle of the night, covers his bed in carrot particles.
Lark, you're full of blood. Come over here.
Oh no! Did you have an accident?
Happens when you get old. Sorry. Yeah. In that case, the three of you spend a fairly. You are uninterrupted, other than by your own demons. And yeah, the morning dawns pretty early. And that now moves us on to the next day.
There's a ticking clock, guys. V is counting the days.
No, not a ticking clock. No.
Tick tock.
It's not a ticking clock. It's more of a. I'm trying to keep the timeline kind of not too fucked up, so I can track various things that are going on in the world. I'm not saying there's a timeline, a deadline. I'm just saying there is a timeline.
Okay, Marcus, chill now.
Yeah. You're fine. Yeah, the morning dawns. There's a bit of light that comes through the window. It's enough. I'm assuming the three of you are fairly up and early.
Yeah.
Nobody else is up this early. You hear like maybe someone in the kitchen rooting around, but nothing of any real significance. And yeah, like you're very easily able to pack your shit up and leave. Is anyone want to talk to anyone before you leave, or are you happy just to assume that we've said goodbyes and move on?
Sully has not anybody to say goodbye to.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I think
Helen's coming with us.
I think Lark basically already said goodbye to Lacey.
Yeah. You all leave the kind of big community center that you were in, and already standing outside is Helen. She has like cut her hair down so it's like super short, so it's not going to get caught up in anything. She's like wearing like a very big, comfortable looking coat, and she has like what looks like a fairly big backpack on. And you notice that looking over at the generator/radio room that there doesn't appear to be any lights on, and the few lights that were blinking up in the dish are no longer blinking at all.
You look very ready to move. I appreciate it.
I'm not going to lie, I've been here for about an hour. I made sure that you were there, and then I didn't want to disturb you, so I waited outside so you wouldn't leave without me.
Should have bumped us. We would have hurried up for you.
No, it's okay. I just didn't want to... Tiny bit paranoid. Just...
No problem. I'm assuming Sully has at some point told Ara they're leaving.
That's up to you. It was fairly... It was like after sundown for sure when you got back in.
Yeah.
She probably wouldn't have been asleep.
Yeah, like just a heads up. Like, we're leaving. Thank you. We'll be back with some medical supplies, hopefully within the week.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Like a very quick, like, here we go, we're out the door sort of thing.
Yeah. Then we will make our way down to the mine. We have a little business there, and then we can start heading toward Node up.
Okay. The business isn't going in the mine, right? Because...
Oh, I hope not.
No.
Only a little.
A little. Okay, well, a little is fine, but like all the way in sounds more like a definite detour than let's go to Korentus.
Not happening.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think on the way down there, I think Sully is probably already in his head kind of plotting and planning like food situations, if he wants to go hunting or if he's going to try to like scavenge food on the way there. Like, because we have an extra person with us, it's just bullshit that he has to worry about.
She looks like she has supplies enough for like what looks like a week. Like she's just kind of candid about like she has some food and a little water, which is the only thing they're a little bit short on up here. Other than that, the four of you make your way down the hill. You pass the sentry at the top, and she kind of gives you a bit of a nod and continues about her investigations. Helen doesn't really say much. She is very much eyes focused forward, a little bit down on the road, just trudging along. So she's not really going to say much unless you directly irritate her. But you make your way down the hill, probably after an hour or so. And it is exactly as you left it. The house is completely crystal. You are all able to see that there is a collection of crystal things on the inside, but it is, since the day or two that you have been here, kind of covered in leaves and dust, and it's very difficult to make out exactly what's inside, which is probably good for your sanity since you can't see Henry's body in there. The mine is exactly as you left it. The iron gate that was once an iron gate is now a crystal gate. So what is your plan to get into mine? There was an iron gate there that was locked, and you threw the sickle through the bars, if I remember correctly.
Oof. I can try to pick the lock.
Can we see it from the door?
No, like it kind of like you look in and then it gets very, very quickly dark on the inside. It's just darkness and you can't really see it. So it's probably a little bit out of your light. And also it's still kind of early-ish in the morning, so not all the light has like come up fully. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely attempt to pick the lock. It's not a particularly difficult one. It's just like a chain with a padlock on it.
Yeah. I rolled a 93, so I could use a couple luck points. No, I would need a 36. It would be.
No.
Yeah, you could push the roll, so you could have a go again. But if it fails, there is a consequence to the action.
I'd probably break my lockpick.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Give me a. Sully's just gonna walk over somewhere and try to find a big crystallized rock.
Yeah, very, very easy to do. I'm not going to make you roll for that.
I'm assuming the lock looks just, like now that the lock and the rock are made out of the same material, there shouldn't be a real fucking difference here. So yeah, Sully's just going to like smash down on the lock with the rock.
Sure. Take a strength for me, please.
Oh no, I'm bad at those. I shouldn't be suggesting to do things. I'm an idiot. Nah. 27 on a 38. 57 on a 38.
Yeah. No, it just kind of like there's a loud like ringing sound that goes out as like crystal on crystal happens. It's it's a bit tinkly. It kind of echoes around the other crystals. For Ralph, OT is at full charge. Your battery can return to 100.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, it is. I don't know how it is, but it is. Okay.
Forgot to lower it to 10, I guess.
Probably.
Sully's going to pick up the rock and try to hit it again? I'm sure we could spend time going inside the tourist centers and find a crystallized key inside of a crystallized desk, inside of a crystallized desk drawer. But I think this is probably the fastest and smartest way to do this.
I'm going to send Helen off there so that she can have a look. Seeing Asta's body will be upsetting, but it won't traumatize her the same way as you guys.
Also, it's made out of crystal. She wouldn't know what she's looking at.
Pretty crystals. Sully's going to like hand half the rock over to Lark, like to hold against. Like, all right, try to help me with this.
Wait, what? The rock?
Yeah, so I'm imagining it's a big rock, not like a tiny rock, like a big rock.
Okay. Yeah.
And Sully has you hold the other side of it, and we're going to try to bang it down at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And that way we have more
one of you can roll one of you can roll a strength with a bonus die.
Lark, you go ahead. I have 37.
7.
What? That locked in.
That's a great score.
A mark for improvement.
No. Alas, on basic stat
Lark
checks,
did even lift, bro.
That's a no. I like the idea you hand the rock over to Lark, and Lark just like lifts it almost out of your hand. Between the pair of you, you do like a couple of massive hits, and it becomes a bit loose, and then it just shatters. The rock that you're holding also begins to shatter at one end, and you have to very quickly let go as it kind of like turns into very small shards. The gate is openable. What's the marching order here?
I think Sully's just expecting Lark to go in there and get it. Like Ralph already proclaimed...
Did his part by throwing it in?
He proclaimed a dislike of the tunnels during the siege. And Sully has already proven himself to be quite bad at finding things. Even though I do believe I have a better spot than Lark, so...
That's fine. Lark is going to peek in there.
You can like open the gate, and it doesn't really like make a screeching noise or anything. It's pretty quiet, and you walk in, and like you can see that you're kicking up some of the leaves that have blown in, and could you take a spot hidden for me, please? You can do this with a bonus die.
Nope, I already clicked. It's a 6.
That's fine, just click it again.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Should I?
Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh wait, this one I can mark.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, with your extreme spot hidden success, you take a few steps in and you look around and you realize that you're standing on like what probably used to be like wooden like slats, and there are these like long metal things that seem to be linking the metal slats together, and ahead you can see what looks like a cart with wheels and something piled on the inside and what looks like picks, and everything has been crystallized, but it's super dark in here. Even though everything is kind of see-through, like everything beyond the crystal part is now very dark rock and there's just no light in here. And as you kind of like take a few steps in, you look around and just underneath where this cart is, you see something non-crystalline, and it is the sickle.
Got it. Yep, picking that up. Give it to me.
Yep. You can definitely grab that. There's no shenanigans on this level of the mine. You're absolutely fine. And you can very quickly make your way back outside. And
I think they're storing it.
They're
storing it in the same slot where they also store their own sickle, just so that Helen doesn't necessarily need to see it.
You're hiding one with the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to have her make a spot hidden, though.
I mean, she was getting a key. She saw nothing.
Yeah. She saw nothing.
She saw nothing.
Yeah, she comes back out and is kind of surprised that you've managed to open the lock so easily. And she says, okay, did you do what you needed to do?
Yep.
Break a lock?
We needed to check something.
Is everything okay?
Yep.
Yes, we have retrieved what we meant to retrieve. We can go now.
Okay. And she kind of like waits for you guys to start walking, and as you start meandering, she's like, you know I'm going to ask you what that was at some point, right?
Feel free.
It's like 4 days there and back, plus however far it takes to find you. You know I'm going to ask about these things. I'm gonna need an answer at some point. Like,
ask away.
What were you retrieving?
That thing. And Sully's going to point at Lark's waistband.
You see her look, you see her see your sickle and just shrug. And like, oh, okay, weird.
We were, like I told you, we've had 2 companions murdered by the sickle of Ymel. And during one of the attacks, we managed to take the attackers down and we retrieved this item off them. Before your guards came down, we decided to dispose of it to not create unnecessary or confusing drama. But if I understand Ara correctly, she is about to go down into the mines, or at least somebody is. And it's unnecessary to have that also there to create more confusion and drama. So this is probably just going to be tossed in a bush somewhere.
I'm not sure how a normal sickle, I mean, unless it's a sickle's a sickle, but, I mean, Seraphine. Okay. Cool. She obviously has no idea that the other sickle is there too. She really badly failed her spot hidden.
So there's no need or hurry to correct her. Just like, fuck it.
Seems fair. Yeah. You guys continue and make your way. Could I have Lark, who I think is probably the better at spot hidden, but I might be wrong. Could I have you make a spot hidden for me, please, as you guys make your way towards Korentus?
Of course. That's a success.
A normal success?
Normal success.
Okay. It takes probably the better part of the morning, and you are walking through the crystallized town. Everything is frozen in place. You even spot what looks like eldritch plants that would normally be skittering around or climbing roofs or insidiously infesting your dreams, completely crystallized in place. The light bounces off of the crystals and it's blinding in places, like you're looking everywhere and it's just a mirrored reflection. It's just so bright. There isn't much sound around. There isn't much life around either. It's almost as if everything is still actively avoiding the crystallized town that you unfortunately left in your wake. The only thing that's alive here, other than you, appears to be Zlata's grace, which seems to be keeping pace with you as you travel through the town, but it's not threatening in any manner. And kind of as you reach the edge of the crystal, its long tendril that's on the ground just turns around and begins to sneak its way back into the middle of the town. You begin to cross your way through a forest. The forest is filled with sounds and noise. It's filled with animals in the undergrowth. It's filled with the sound of birds nesting in the trees. There used to be a pathway through here. There used to be a road through here, but that's mostly now buried underneath undergrowth and dirt, and occasionally you'll see what looks like a rusted car. You probably walk for the better part of the morning, and you don't spot anything untoward. Yeah, an occasional small, like, brown four-leaf clover plant that's kind of meandering its way purposely as if it's trying to avoid you. You see what looks like red creep, which is this long, thin red plant with spiny thorns that can do untold amount of damage to a person, but it's some distance off and it moves quite slowly. At midday, you come to a small river. It's probably 10, 15 foot wide. It's moving pretty fast, and where you are, it's moving pretty fast. And you can see that on the other side, there is also a bank, which looks quite steep and quite muddy. And beyond that, you see more trees and what looks like a small village off in the distance. What do you want to do?
Would I know this village?
Probably not. Actually, you probably would. You might have passed through this like small village. It's between Despassar and Sarabelle Farms. Sarabelle Farms being like the first farm that you really went to help when you left the collective. It's most likely that you probably would have passed through here, and you definitely would have scavenged in the area. But as far as you know, the last time you were here, there wasn't anybody living there.
Yeah. It's abandoned city, abandoned village, or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, a village is definitely the better phrasing for it. It's like a collection of houses.
Yeah, sorry, in my head there was like cottages and people, but I was like, there's a village here? I'm pretty sure there's nothing on the map. Sully's looking over at the other bank. That looks very difficult. Ralph, could you use Otis to like scout up and down the bank river, see if there's an easy place to cross? The muddy side of the river looks like very easy to slip and just fall in. That would slow us down immensely.
Sure. Odie detaches and goes up and begins to go up and down the river nearby us.
Oti travels upriver for a little bit and then does like probably after a couple of minutes turns around and then heads back kind of along down the river, and you see like you hear and see Oti just like past you guys like a couple of foot above the water, and they again like disappear off out of sight and down to the south, and then eventually Oti returns and lands in front of Ralph, and you see the screen light up, and it mentions that there is the remains of a bridge downriver, but it is like the remains is like underlined, bolded, capitalized, like it is like it's a bridge, but it's not a good one.
Thank you, Odie. I pick him up, put him back. I like the idea that like we could like coordinate a cooler landing, but I think he likes to just land in front of me to make me have to interact with him. You have to pick me up.
Keeps you fit and healthy.
Uppies.
It's like the hug emoji, but the arms are above the head, so like.
That's good. That's good. We can go check out the remains of the bridge. Might be that it's easier to cross there. Sully's going to guide the party down the river a little bit. Sully's also just keeping an eye out for easy-to-cross places, i.e. like lots of big rocks to step on, less muddy bank.
Yeah, there doesn't, like, as you're walking it down, like, there doesn't appear to be a lot of rocks or, like, big boulders in the middle of the river. Mm-hmm. Like, you do see that kind of, like, in the middle of the river, like, partway down to where you eventually see the bridge, you do see that there is this kind of tree and like bush like growing in the middle of the river on this tiny little raised area, but it is such a distance away from you that you would have to go back up the stream and the stream would take you down to there, and then you'd have to do the same thing on the other side. It's like, although there is something in there, it's not enough to risk traveling across.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's probably like a little bit of a way of the walk down, and you come across what looks like an old stone bridge. Not like, hey, this was what cars used to cross. Like, oh no, this is what people and carts used to cross, and then they adapted it into a very small bridge for a car. But many of the rocks have fallen through and broken, and there looks like there is like a fairly good gap. Definitely I'm going to have to jump and not just like stride across and hope I don't fall down, kind of like in the middle of the bridge where it is quite narrow, as only one side of the bridge still remains in that center section.
How does Sully feel about that?
I don't know. How do you feel, Sully?
Does Sully do jumps like that all the time? Like, what kind of stat are you going to ask me to roll if I want to jump that?
With your leg? Old man?
You stop that.
We might have to cut down a tree.
You stop that.
Never.
One might suggest that it's a jump stat.
Oh, fudge. There's a jump stat.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, there's a stat for jump.
I only have 20 of that, dude.
Me too.
Yep, same.
Yeah.
Me too. Yay, 20 squad. Helen, how much do you have?
Old men can't jump.
I'm not I'm not really that good at it. I never really picked up the urban running, jumping off of things kind of a thing.
Parkouring.
I spent I think that's a French, it doesn't matter. I spent a bit more time studying languages than running and jumping with my peers.
You say it would be like a good jump. Are we talking like 50 centimeters or something like that? Like a arm's width? It's more from
a little. I think an arm's width is over 1.5 meters, right? Yeah,
it's a meter.
Because it's like a meter from my fingertip to here. That's a meter.
Yeah. So, like
let's say there's like a 2-meter jump. It's definitely doable, but it is like,
Considering we have to come through here again, maybe we should instead look for some loose trees or something that we can push over the edge.
I was thinking that we could get something up there to like kind of bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel confident in my jumping. I think we're probably gonna waste like an hour or so looking for like fallen logs and shit like that we could like spread across the broken bridge.
Yeah. I'm going to say that it's probably quite easy to find that, like a fallen log, a fallen tree, a huge piece of metal, like corrugated, that's just like lying out, used to be part of something else. You could probably definitely find one of those. No problem. Your choice, corrugated iron or tree.
Tree.
Good choice. Between the four of you, you can absolutely like grab this like big ass log, which is too much for one person. 2 people, it's a struggle, but the 4 of you, you're definitely going to be able to pick this up. And with a bit of a run and a throw, you could definitely get this like tree across the gap. It's a little precarious, but the gap is at least bridged on the bridge. And it doesn't. Yay. You bridge the bridge, and either you can very like stand upright and like do the balancing act across, or you could like sit on it or just crawl across it. But it's not particularly difficult at this point to use the log to crawl over the bridge, and you find yourself on the other side. You are definitely on a road. The trees and the undergrowth hasn't seemed to grown here very much. And you can see that, the road is quite long. One side there is a field on your right-hand side, and it's looks like it has been worked recently. A farmer is definitely working there to plant something. Now is the time to put something down, and you can definitely see like disturbed earth and ploughing has taken place. Not beautifully straight ploughed lines like we might potentially see with modern ploughs. This is definitely a horse and an old plough getting this done, so it would be a lot longer to get done, but the field is quite big and, as far as you can see, looked after. On the other side, you see what looks like kind of fairly large houses with big gardens. They have fences all around them, and they're in various states of disrepair, from almost the entire thing has fallen down to one has been almost completely consumed by this dark red and green vine that seems to be constricting the house, like it's wearing a corset. A bit further along, you find a house which has obviously been boarded up and been taken care of. You can see that most of these like plants at one point were cut back, but now is beginning to spread out. Another, you see an instance clearly of a fire that has taken place, and from the looks of it, probably fairly recently. And this is mostly what you experience as you continue making your way through this low farmland. Some point in the early afternoon, some point in like the late afternoon, the farmland and the kind of houses kind of begin to give way to what looks like barren fields that haven't been worked at all. The road gets quite narrow, and instead of being like old tarmac and with broken cars all around, it's just this what looks like a very old like dirt road. So it's mostly pebbles and concrete dust, and you can basically follow that. Both sides are just barren fields that have nothing on them, as if somebody has scorched the earth at some point. You see like the odd house here and there, and you see what looks like along the side of the road that you're walking what would have been old power lines but have now just fallen over, and you can see the wood has been partially rotted away or grown on. You can still see the big electrical cables that are lying on the ground, and you kind of just get the most of what you're walking for the rest of the day. You probably have about an hour or two before sundown. It doesn't look like the landscape for you guys is going to change very soon. It's beginning to get a little bit uphill. Like, it's noticeably like, if I look back, I can see the earth is definitely low, but it doesn't feel like it when you're walking up. It's just a gradual incline. And you notice that off in one of these barren fields that looks like the ground has definitely been scorched and burnt, and maybe recently, but definitely regularly, this ground is torched to the ground. You see that there is this small rectangular brick building. You can see that on top there is an old communications dish of some kind, but it's definitely suffered age. You can see that there's a lot of rust even from this distance. And you can see that this building still has a door. You can see that it still has boarded up windows at least. And you can see evidence that a shack has been built on the side of it, fairly big too, but definitely a post-sprouting addition to the building.
Do we see any signs of life right now? Lights, people moving, anything like that?
Take a spot hidden for me, please. You can all do this.
Horses.
Aw, 93.
Oof.
You do.
Did it?
Shit.
I have a success.
Nice. Ralph?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Sorry, buddy.
Do I see a horse named Steven?
The old men. As you are all beginning to make your way, and you see this off in the distance, Lark, although you don't see anyone moving at this building or in this really big lean-to that has been built on the side of it, you do notice that in the kind of field behind it that is quite low and obviously been maintained, You see this kind of movement in the field in like the long grasses. And although I said it's a spot hidden, I'm going to make more sense that you hear this first. You do hear the sounds of just distantly on the winds. You just hear the sound of a whistle, and you hear like the briefest like neighing of a horse. And then probably a moment or two later, out of the grass coming onto this big scorched area, you see this black and white horse with what looks like a woman that's riding on top of it, and they seem to be making their way directly towards the house.
There's someone on a horse over there.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's location probably safer than anywhere else. I have a couple of untainted seeds. We can probably trade them. There's farmers down the road. They will probably trade that, especially now in growing season, for food. So we can probably trade for lodging. Let's approach carefully.
Could we have gotten rid of the sickle in the woods somewhere? Probably while
over the
split
river,
up looking
while
for...
we were balancing over the bridge.
Yeah.
Just casually. Plop.
At what point do we want to say that that's gone?
Yeah, I think it's like that might be a solid idea of like, this is a perfect opportunity. The river is quite deep. It's definitely flowing. No one's going to notice you've dropped it, Lark. So yeah, like you can definitely like yeet it off the bridge as you're crossing. Not a problem.
I didn't think about it, and so we saw more people.
No, it's fair. Yeah, I think eating it in the river, I think is a good choice. So yeah, you're now free of that burden.
Cool.
But Lark would definitely have asked that of Sully. Like, is that the plan to actually get rid of it?
Definitely. Like, yeah. So, like when we were crossing the bridge, maybe like when Lark was getting off the lock on the other side, Lark probably was just like, "Should I throw it in?" So she's like, "Yeah, yeah, just drop it in there."
Yeah,
just standing casually behind Helen, like, just pointing at
it. Yeah. Yeah. Are you approaching at all stealthily? Are you approaching with like weapons drawn? Are you just gonna rock up there and oi, give me house? Real cash.
Give me house.
Right. Give me house. No, the intention is to take whatever beaten path it is up to the house. I'm assuming there's a beaten path between the house and the road.
Yeah, there's like definitely a worked path. Like people have used this rather than I'm going to make a path. It's like, no, this path is because people use this route. Yeah.
And if Sully at any point sees any movement, the normal casual wave.
As you approach, you hear the sound of like the horse. And you can like look into the lean-to, and there's definitely like, this is a very makeshift horse stable. You can see there's a bit of hay here. You can see there's a bit of like other nutrients around. You can see that there's like riding tackle up on the wall. But other than that, it just looks like there's one way in and one way out. Yeah.
I'm assuming we haven't seen the person leave the farm, or that, no, not the farm, the stable. Yeah, I'm going to say you would have seen them go in the house. Like, you're all aware enough at this point. Yeah, they would have gone inside. Then walk up to the porch and knock on the door.
Hey guys, this is Cass here. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you enjoyed the amazing music specifically, which was all composed by our very talented Neil, who also plays Ralph in The Sprouting, you might enjoy listening to an entire album of the music he made for our sister podcast, The Lucky Die. The music for most of Season 1 is available on Bandcamp, and maybe that's something you'd like to listen to while you're waiting for the next episode of The Sprouting? You can find the album on theluckydie.bandcamp.com. That's all one word, theluckydie.bandcamp.com. We'll be sure to include a link to that in the podcast description as well. Anyway, you're about to hear an ad swap for the podcast Billowing Hilltops. See you next time. Bye!
We're going to give it another go. It's a bit more zing. A bit of zing. Zing. Yeah. Ready? Hello. With a hello. No. Hello. Wait till I get through the whole thing. Ready? Hello with a billowing hilltop.
Hello.
Oh dear.
We're waiting to get through the whole thing.
No. I mean,
I thought that was the whole thing.
The whole thing is hello with a billowing hilltop. Okay, that's the whole thing.
Okay. I was right.
That pretty much sums up the show. But if you want to find out any more, you can visit us at www.billowinghilltop. Is it com? Does anybody know?
.org.
Is it?
It's .com.
What do we do? What do we play?
There's monsters.
Does anybody remember?
Walking around.
I don't know.
And, yeah.
We will be delighted if you were to join us around our table as we play Dungeons. Is it 5th edition? Hello?
Yeah, we think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. We
What
play
was that
Dungeons
noise
and
in
Dragons.
the background?
Sorry, that was me.
What was that noise in the background? There will be noises in the background as we play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition through the classic Paizo adventure path, The Age of Worms. You can expect this. No! Quite a bit of this.
I'm completely lost.
This. This.
Got a bugbear in my underpants.
And one of these.
Oh dear.
We're on Apple Podcasts, and we're on Spotify, and we're on TuneIn, and you can find us on Twitter, and you can find us on Facebook. And we hope you join us. Thanks very much.